In this video, I will show you step by step how to make an elf page from the Christmas Quiet Book series. The elf has a charming head that can be rotated around the axis and easily detached. There is also a beautiful detachable flower here. The ears and collar are movable, and there is also a reindeer, a Christmas tree and shoe detachable with Velcro. I sewed buttons on the entire page to create a sensory surface. So grab the patterns and let's get started. We will need stiff felt, scissors, vanishing markers, clips, magnetic clasp with wallpaper knife and cutting mat, mulling, Velcro tape, small buttons, and hole punch. Prepare patterns of the title Elf Page Part 1 and 2 and cut all the patterns from this page and the first one from the top of this page. In this pattern, make a hole in the marked place. You can do this using a hole punch or a needle. Place this pattern on right color of felt, outline shapes with vanishing marker and cut them out along the drawn lines. Place this pattern on the red felt and outline outer shape with vanishing marker. Then make a dot in the place of the hole we have just made. Now prepare the magnetic clasp. We will need this plate and this part with a flat surface. Also take a wallpaper knife and a cutting mat. Place the plate in this place so that its hole lines up with the previously drawn dot. Then with a disappearing marker draw two lines along the side holes. In the next step, make an incision along these lines with a knife. Now turn the felt inside out. Take this part of the magnetic clasp and insert its arms into the holes. Then place the plate in this place and bend arms outwards. In the next step, place this element on the felt so that it coincides with the lower edge of the previously drawn shape and sew it along the edge with brown thread. The lower thread is red. If you want to know how to hide threads after sewing, click on the link at the top of the screen. Then place the red element so that it coincides with the upper edge of the previously drawn shape and sew it along the edge with red thread. Prepare these two elements and put them in the places where they coincide with the previously drawn shapes and sew them with white and green thread. Place the leaves on the head just like I did and sew them one by one with green thread. Remember that the bottom thread is red. In this step, draw lines on each leaf using a disappearing marker. Sew this line on the machine using green thread. Remember that the bottom thread is red. Now I will sew a buttons at the beginning of each lines. If you would like to learn how to sew buttons correctly, please click on the link at the top of the screen. Now cut off excess thread along the edge. Now we will make a flower. Please cut out these patterns. Place them on the right color of thread. Outline shapes with vanishing marker and cut them out along the drawn lines. Prepare Velcro pattern and Velcro tape. Cut 3 pairs with soft and rough surface. We will need 2 green and 1 red Velcro. Now we will need 1 pair to make the flower and the remaining 2 will be used later. In the center of this element, place Velcro with soft surface and sew it along the edge with red thread. Velcro with rough surface, place in this place and sew it with red thread. Remember that the lower thread is also red. Turn this element over and sew the first part of the flower in the center part. The upper and lower threads are red. At the top, first sew this element with green thread, then place a circle at the very top and sew it with white thread. Remember that the lower thread is red. Now cut off excess felt along the edge. If you want, you can also sew in this place a button. Prepare patterns for the ears and cut them out. Place them on right color of felt. Outline shapes with vanishing marker and cut them out along the drawn lines. Arrange large elements in this way and place small elements in their center part. Sew them with white thread. Place ears on beige felt and sew them along the edge with white thread. The bottom thread is also white. In the next step, cut off excess felt along the edge. Prepare pattern for the base page and cut it out. Cut also the inner cut shapes. Place pattern on light green felt and outline the outer shape and also the two inner shapes using vanishing marker. Then cut along the outer drawn line. Place the ears on the base page to match the drawn shapes and sew only their inner edges. In this step we will make the color. Please cut out these two patterns. Place them on dark green and red felt. To obtain them, you can trace the shapes with a disappearing marker and cut them out as before. However, I encourage you to use interfacing fabric with glue for complex and tiny shapes. At the top of the screen you will find a link to a video in which I explain step by step how to do it. Place the green element in the center of the base page, 47 mm from the bottom edge, and sew along the edge with green thread. Place the red element on top a few millimeters above the previous element and sew them along the edge with red thread. In the next step, prepare patterns to the title Elf Page Part 3 and cut out the patterns to make a head. Also make holes on the head pattern in the marked places. Place the head pattern on the beige felt and outline outer shape with disappearing marker, then make dots in the holes. Then cut out the head along the drawn line. Other patterns placed on right color of felt. To obtain them, it's best to use interfacing fabric with glue, just like before with color. Prepare the eyes, place them on the head in the places of dots you drew earlier, and sew them along the edges with black thread. In the next stage, prepare a hole punch and a small piece of white felt. Choose the largest size and make 2 circles. Place the white circles on the eyes in these places and sew them along the edges with white thread. I will also embroider another twinkles in the eyes using white muslin. At the top of the screen you will find a link to a video in which I explain step by step how to make it. Under the eyes and a little outside, place cheeks and the nose in this place and sew them with pink thread. Place this element 3 mm below the nose and trace only the lower edge with a disappearing marker. Now I will embroider a smile using black muslin in a straight stitch. If you want to know how to do it step by step, click on the link at the top of the screen. Place the head on the base page 33 mm from the bottom edge and sew along the edge with white thread. Place the cap on the head and mark with disappear marker the place where the magnetic clasp touches the base page. Attach the second part of the magnetic clasp here in the same way as last time. Prepare patterns for Christmas tree and cut them out. Place them on right color of felt. Use interfacing fabric with glue or outline sheets with a vanishing marker and cut them out along the drawn lines. Place the velcro with a soft surface on this element a little below the center and sew it on with green thread. Place the circles on the Christmas tree in these places and sew them with thread colors matching the color of the felt. Place the brown element under the Christmas tree and attach it with clips. Turn this element over and place a Christmas tree in its center part. Sew its individual elements with green and brown thread. The bottom thread is green. And now cut off excess felt along the edge. Place the velcro with the roof surface on the base page in this place and sew it on with green thread. Prepare patterns for the reindeer and cut them out. Place them on right color of felt. Use interfacing fabric with glue or outline shapes with a vanishing marker and cut them out along the drawn lines. Place the reindeer antlers in this place and sew only the lower edge. In the next step, place the ears under the head and fasten them with clips. Then place it on the base page in this place to cover the lower edge of the antlers, sew only the head along the edge with white thread. Place a circle on the head a little below the center and sew it with red thread. Above the circle, on both sides, draw dots with a vanishing marker. This will be the eyes. I will embroider them in the same way as the twinkles last time. In the next stage, prepare patterns for the shoe and cut them out. Place them on right color of felt. Use interfacing fabric with glue or outline shapes with a vanishing marker and cut them out along the drawn lines. Prepare the last pair of velcro. Place the velcro with the soft side on this element in its lower right corner and sew it on with green thread. Turn this element over and place this element on it so that it covers the place where the velcro is sewn and sew it on. The upper and lower threads are green. the next step, place this element in this place so that it covers the top edge of the previous element, and the circle in this place. Sew them on with red and pink thread. Remember that the bottom thread is green. Now cut off excess thread along the edge. Velcro with rough surface, place in this place and sew it on with green thread. Finally, you can place small and larger buttons anywhere on the base page and sew them on by hand. Remember to keep a distance of at least 15 mm between the button and the edge of the base page. Place everything on light green thread and sew along the edge with green thread. The bottom thread is also green. At the end, cut off excess thread along the edge. Elf page is ready. I hope you enjoyed making it. Click this video if you want to make another page from the Christmas Quiet Book series. Please let me know in the comment. Your opinion is very important to me. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Bye bye!
Eskimos jest goły i nie ma czapki. Patrz na niego, mama. Patrz na niego, mamo.
No widzę.
Teraz mi założę czapkę.
Załóżmy czapeczkę. Ten kwiatuszek też się odczeka, zobacz.
Jaki?
Na czapeczce.
Zobacz,
Zobacz.
a choinka.